I'm going to show you how to create this neon stroke effect within After Effects. There is a little bit of a trick to this, but it is relatively simple to pull off. The cool thing about this is that you do not need any plugins and it can be applied to shapes as well as text. This is a beginner tutorial, but some basic knowledge of expressions will be helpful. Let's jump in. I'm in my composition and I've got my text layer here ready to go. Once you've done the same, you can just right click on your layer and pre-compose it. I'm going to name this text source, and I'm going to move all attributes into my composition. Now the reason that I'm doing this is later on, once I've done all of my effects, I can just jump back into this layer, change my text to whatever I want, and it's going to update the changes automatically in the rest of the composition. On my text layer, on my text composition, I'm going to right click and go to layer styles, and I'm going to add a stroke. Then I'm going to drop into blending options and just change this advanced blending. I'm going to bring the opacity down to 0, and then I'm going to drop into the stroke and I'm going to change the color to like a green color. And then I'm going to bring this size up to 16. And part of the trick to this is that we're going to have a few different colors on here to get our neon light animation looking pretty cool. So I'm going to duplicate this, Control D, drop into the layer styles once again, and on my stroke I'm going to choose a blue color. And I'm just going to adjust the stroke, bring it down to 13.8. And you can just see that green coming out behind it ever so slightly. So I'm going to do this again, Control D, drop into my layer once again, and I'm going to go to stroke and choose the color black. Press OK and bring this down once again. And then I'll do this one more time. I'm going to choose a purple color. And I'll bring this down to 5.4. Then I'm going to come to Effects and Presets and grab a fill effect and drop this onto my top layer. If you are planning on having transparent text, you do not have to bother with this step. I will explain to you in a little while why I have done that. So yeah, ignore this if you're going to have see-through text. I'm going to go ahead and pre-compose my layers. Even if you are working with a single stroke, just one composition, you're going to need to follow this step. So select them all, right click, and I'm going to pre-compose and name this top comp. And then I'm going to come to Effects and Presets and type in Glow and drop this onto my layer. So the reason that I asked you to pre-compose even if you just had a single stroke is that I found without pre-composing the layer, adding this glow just didn't bring out the same effects within the strokes that it does after you pre-compose. I'm not entirely sure why, maybe something to do with the size of the stroke being so small, I'm not too sure, but pre-composing makes it work. Okay, so anytime I'm using the glow effect, I'll basically only ever adjust the threshold, radius, and intensity. Threshold is kind of adjusting what colors you're seeing coming through on this glow. So I'm going to work with some specific numbers just for this project. So 91, 15, and 1.7. And then I'm going to press Control D, and on this one I'm going to change this to 70, 42, 2.2, and one more time. Very cool glow right now. 100, 129, and 1.2. And then I'm just going to animate my glows. So I'm going to come into Effects just because it's a bit easier to see, and on my glow intensity, on the first one I'm going to just go 1.7. I'm just going to keep a keyframe there, and then I'll come about halfway between 0 and 2. I'm going to come down to 1.1 and then come out to 2. I'm just going to Control C and Control V to just pop that in place. So you can see I've got this flicker, and I'm just going to hold down Alt on my stopwatch and just type in loop out. This is case sensitive. So now I've got this flicker going on, and I'm just going to go back into my effects, go to glow 3, and I'm going to do the same thing on the intensity. I'm going to do 1.2, and this time I'm going to go up to about 2.6. And I'm actually going to, I'm going to bring this out to 2 seconds. And then Control C and bring this to 4. So now I've got a couple of animations. Then I'm going to hold down Alt on my stopwatch again and add another loop out. So I've gone ahead and created a black background solid, and I've also created a white solid and added the CC stars onto it because, you know, I love my stars effect. You will recall earlier I added a fill to adjust the transparency, and the reason I did that was because now I've got my effect, I can just drag my stars underneath and it's not showing behind my text. So that is why I gave you the option of turning transparency on and off. There you have it. Go ahead and click this video right here to see what else you can do within After Effects. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!